So here is a little bit of research done by Globe Earth shill troll Schmick, who had been a longtime troll of mine and makes the occasional hit piece against me. He apparently paid to have access to FE Core to see if there were any test results published for the experiment that Bob Knodel of globebusters says proved that they were measuring 15 degrees of rotation per hour, of which that statement made it into the mockumentary Behind the Curve. Let's check it out.
A $12,000 gyroscope, and Rick bought this gyroscope with his own money, okay? And it was Rick that did these tests, and Rick is a member of FE Core, okay? So all of these tests were public in our, not public, but they were in our FE Core Skype group, okay? And, we discussed it for, quite some time. So when I told Daniel about it, when he was here interviewing me for the movie, I said, well, he was very interested in the experiment. And I said, well, okay. So I told him about it. I said, and if you listen to this in the movie, guys, you will hear me say that another person did these tests, not me. That is the most unbelievable thing. I can't even believe that Vegan Warrior went off on that, because it's complete.
Let's see if we can find these fiber optic gyroscope tests on the FE Core website. Test results. Laser, force level, microwave, mechanical gyro, which is pending, which is not the fiber optic. Airy's not there. Mechanical gyro, force level, long distance, transmission, laser. There is failure. There's a fiber optic gyro test. They're going to do a mechanical gyroscope. Why wouldn't they use a more advanced, more precise method of the fiber optic gyroscope? Desire for truth is a powerful motivator. Failure. Multi-stage balloon, force level, mechanical gyroscope, status of 501c3. $150 a year, $50 a year, 25. Fucking scam. No fiber optic gyro.
Now, any true Christian knows that all a person has to do to be a Satanist is to be a liar and a deceiver. Bob Knodel is a liar. He is lying about measuring 15 degrees of rotation. He lied about being a commercial pilot. In fact, just about everything that comes out of Bob's mouth is a lie. Bob has a problem with me calling him a Satanist, but I am a Christian that believes in the Bible being the truth given to us by the Creator of this world. John 8:44 says,
Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar, and the father of it.
The Bible could not be more clear that the father of any liar or deceiver is the devil. You are a Satanist if you are a liar or deceiver. But Bob goes way beyond just being a liar or deceiver. Check out this hangout that the Limitless Channel and myself did right after Bob said this on globebusters.
I'm happy to say that mainstream science is very, very much, going along with that type of idea, which of course gives you some really fascinating prospects.
Let me ask you one thing, Bob. When you say something like that, do you think that there's a potential for a pedophile to take what you're saying and better explain to themselves why it's okay what they're doing? That's the problem I have with what was just said. That I think that if the world took over that viewpoint, then you can kiss off anybody stopping doing what they want to do. I mean, these pedophiles obviously want to subject children to extreme pain, anguish. In their mind, it might be pleasure, whatever, I don't know. But I'm talking about in the rapist's mind. So when we say, like, the world is an illusion and it's just a ride and you're just along for the fun and you just get to see colors, don't you think that that kind of thinking would lead the world into a dark place?
I see your point. And first of all, yeah, I totally get where you're coming from. But what I also want to say that is, if it is true that before we incarnate into this world, that we are choosing specific experiences that we want to have, then that kind of shines a different light on it. And I am in no way advocating pedophilia. But let's say hypothetically that soul has gone through all the incarnations, living a utopian lifestyle. Everything is great. Everything is full of love. And supposing this soul wants to experience what it would be like to be, stabbed in an alley, or to experience extreme fear, or even being molested as a child. I mean, that is something that I think that is likely determined, before incarnation. Now, a lot of people will say,
what on earth happened?
So what Bob was alluding to was that someone who's taken the ayahuasca or smoked, maybe a children's DMT pineal gland secretion, and they've been shown that predestination of someone's soul has chosen to become a pedophilia victim.
Yeah, and so they've chosen that, so it's okay for you to do that, because this everybody wanted to experience what they're going to experience, and it's okay.
Well, maybe in the last life that rapist victim was wealthy.
Yeah, karma. We definitely some sort of karma thing going on. Everybody's going to get what they deserve, right?
Well, for me, one of the other things that really touches home is the fact that Sherry and Chris Gio over at Truth Frequency Radio are also promoting the simulation theory, and Bob as well, calling it the source. I guess I'll let you comment, and then I'll play another clip.
Yeah, well, he's sort of co-opting the source. They're going to try to demonize all these words that we want to use. They asked me to come on Globebusters is because I've been saying this is a simulation, and I've been saying it for a while. And Bob wanted to do a show about simulation theory, and so I go on there, and he knew very well that I was an anti-AE flat earther, and I knew the flaws in it, and I wanted to share it, and I got my opportunity to show it a little bit. But supposedly he believes that this is a simulation, and I wanted to talk about that, and then I ended up being kicked out of the hangout, and they called it some sort of sniping. That whole sniping thing where I was sniped by Tim Osmond, they bring up this character all the time who's obviously part of their team, works with them. They reference him so much. So so the whole sniping thing. So the episode on Globebusters was supposed to be about simulation. That's what I wanted to talk about. I've been having to battle against these guys, and now all of a sudden it's a simulation, and because it's a simulation, we've got children that have most likely wanted to experience pedophilia, and so it's just part of the game, right?
And there's basically do what thou wilt. The simulation runs on your own intuition. I guess I'm going to go back into a clip here, because your comment right there was just beautiful. So I'm gonna play another clip. And again, anyone who is educating or using their own opinion is falling under the guidelines of fair use. So I'm gonna hit play again, Jay. I want to keep.
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I'm gonna hit mute.
It means a lot to me.
Say, oh, that's just ridiculous because children don't have that choice. And I'm saying that if they did have that choice, it was made before incarnation, and it was also made, there could be something in that experience that allows them to grow in certain ways. And please, people, do not think that I am advocating this at all. I am simply saying that not every soul is going to incarnate with the intention of having a strictly blissful experience. Okay? That would be my answer.
I want to.
These are more. Let me chime in real quick. These are more esoteric gnosis topics and philosophies that is very hard for people to digest. But I agree with what Bob said. I've seen this kind of stuff. I've asked why there is this darkness in the construct we live in, and they said, "Look, this is the way that karma is situated. This is what these souls came back to experience." I've seen it. I don't talk about it because as Bob said, a lot of people will take it the wrong way, but I'm just making an observation on the construct when I say it.
Truth Frequency Radio is run by Chris and Sherry Geo. Chris is a spin-off of The Alex Jones Show and is a super Satanist. Look at the content promoted by TFR. Does anyone see the problem with Mark Sargent, Jeranism, Rob Skiba, and Zen Garcia all having shows on this network? Bob, you are a liar and a Satanist, and I'm not going to let you get away with saying that 15 degrees of rotation per hour were measured in a hit piece against Flat Earth and continue to act as a spokesperson for Flat Earth. I am going to lead a revolution against your presence in Flat Earth, and I'm going to get you thrown out.
If the Earth is spinning at one rotation every 24 hours, that means that every hour it has to turn 15 degrees. In today's 21st century navigation systems, they're using what's called a ring laser gyroscope. It is extremely precise. One of the people in the community actually purchased one for $20,000. But what we found is when we turned on that gyroscope, we found that we were picking up a drift, a 15 degree per hour drift.
You are listening to Beyond Flat Earth, your best community for top news and information regarding Christianity, simulation reality, and Flat Earth proofs.
Wow, that was great, man.
Thank you.
I think it could have kept going, though. I was just getting into it. What do you mean? Great job, though. Got up to 35 viewers, too. So
nice.
I was seeing some stuff restored. Some analytics things and some stats were put back on my channel. I don't know. It's like as soon as we started talking about behind the curve or whatever, they unhit us or something. Like we said the magic word. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, well, like I said in the video, and whenever people should be getting the sense that when I say something like that, I plan on following through on it. I like to be a man of my word. So I'm strategizing, formulating, coming up with a plan to oust all the shills from the truth movement and weed them out.
That's great. Yeah.
Lead a charge. Lead a charge.
So yeah,
brother.
I'm not. So yeah, it's crazy. Bob admitting that that children that get raped in this reality chose that in a predestiny. There's more too. Like if we wanted to, we could have played the video that where we were on live with Bob on Friday. Was it Friday? It was yesterday.
Yeah, well,
we could have played them both, but
yeah,
everybody's seen that, I guess.
Everybody's seen it.
Yeah.
So Bob's a liar. Liars are Satanists. He gets all like in an uproar about us calling him a Satanist, but liars and deceivers, their father is the devil. They are of that. So he's just like obsessive liar. Everything's a lie. He can't say something true. It's so far and rare. It's ridiculous. And he works in cahoots with Jaron. Jaron's the same way. Jaron set up to Bob. If you pay attention to it, he's asking the question, but it's a leading question to Bob, because Bob takes it, says, I'm not for pedophile, but then just like totally expounds on the possibility that is what is
such a bad backhand pass, where I try to give you good passes and you got there doing satanic ones. And when we were on that call with him, it was amazing how obvious of a shill he was. The fact that he ran away and and then he just came back and did nothing but yell at us. Like you could tell he was a demon possessed. Now, what I want to comment on, which I'm going to say 27,000 more times, is how in the heck can people in the supposed flat earth truth movement watch this documentary on Netflix, watch Jaron and Bob both attempt to prove. So Bob was attempting to prove that the earth was spinning at 15 degrees. And Jaron was attempting to prove that there was curvature because of the way he was holding his flashlight through a hole that he drilled in a piece of cardboard. The guy Jaron tells him to show his light. You could see he puts the light up. The light was never pointed at the hole. They're sitting there. We don't see nothing. The fact that the truthers in the flat earth movement can't see that Bob and Jaron are trying. How could you miss that? Like the very first thing that we got back was somebody filmed the Toronto Film Festival, was an audience member after the movie went after Pat and Mark and said, how dare you put your name on this? This is an absolute disrespectful, wrong piece of information. He said, if I wasn't a researcher already, I would walk away thinking for sure we live on a globe. Bob proved it with the 15 degrees of the spin. So this is in a documentary on Netflix. Okay. The two supposed globebusters and Jaron making a curvature video and a spinning ball earth video, which, the motion of the earth has never been detected. That would be the first of its kind. Nobel Peace Prize for Bob.
Bob didn't do it. And he's got he's got no proof. He's got no evidence. Jaron, his whole curve thing, he says, I don't have any of the footage. The documentary people, they have it.
He didn't film it. He said the documentary people filmed it. That was the deal. And so none of them got paid. And if people don't see how ridiculously obvious this is. So when Bob was grilled on it, I said, hey, Bob, all the people in the debate are saying that you prove the earth is spinning. What is Bob's? I didn't do the test. Okay, can I see the evidence, Bob? I don't. The evidence isn't posted online. But he's calling himself a flat earth truth movement leader. And when I asked him where he was going with his channel, he told me he was going to continue to do the exact same thing that he's done every day, is call out NASA. When NASA has been completely exposed, everybody knows on the plane that NASA has been exposed. So you can tell it's what's called a limited time hangout where they promote propaganda, they promote lies, they promote disinformation, and they lead the truth movement astray. Heck yeah, I'm with you, Jason. How can anybody tune in and think that Jaron and Bob are what of a truth seeker after that documentary? I am absolutely just, it's painful. It's, you'd have to be literally on IQ of under 80 to think that Bob and Jaron are actually for the flat earth when they're in a documentary on Netflix trying to prove the curve and the spin. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless here.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. It's sick. It's twisted, but we're starting to get a sense of how deeply satanic these individuals are. And they put on an outward appearance. They're wolves in sheep clothing. And then they have the support of networks. They have the Freemasons, Jesuits, Rosicrucians, Knights Templars, and a whole host of other secret societies that they get support from all those people. Like, those are the people in the chats. Look at their avatars. Look at look at the avatars of these people that support these people. You're going to see the one eye symbolism. You're going to see all the satanic imagery because they're a whole bunch of Satanists. Yes. And they're all anti-Bible. They're all they're Satanists. And the thing is Bob says, well, you call so many people Satanists. Well, that's because out in the truth community, we're the other people that are trying to clean house of all these people that are going around promoting lies and deception.
Yeah, we were the ones that brought the whole term Satanist back. We were the ones who stood up and called these people out for what they were. And in the beginning, it was an absolute shock. Ladies and gentlemen, on the other side of the screen, we went into uncharted territory with the truth. We went full truth. And what did we get for it? We got mocked, we got ridiculed, we got put down, we got made fun of, we got absolutely ignored. There was a silent this is another thing. The most sneakiest people in the world are the Ashkenazis. Okay. And we can know them by the fact that they do things like code of silence. And all of the people that are Ashkenazi are quiet. Okay. This is something that Satan's children do. And now we've got Bob and Jaron who've actively been silent on the Limitless Channel and Awake Souls. It wasn't until yesterday that he actually said more than just Jason and Ronnie. But not only that, but you go to the globebusters today and you'd think that the globebusters movement being on Netflix would be the most important thing. What could there be more important than globebusters being on a Netflix documentary than any? What is more important, Jason? Please tell me what is more important than that.
That's the most important thing. Anybody that you can take any one of your friends and say, hey, you got Netflix? We can watch a flat earth documentary. Let's go watch it together.
It's incredible. It's mind-blowing that Mark and Patricia came in. They had the setup. They did it exactly the way that they wanted to. Everything went perfectly to plan, except for me and you. Me and you were the only ones that we instantly called it out. We did our research. You did the guerrilla interview. You went and took the time out to check your resources and your stories. And like I said before, man, I don't need to see. I really, the last thing I want to see is hundreds of people following us, because this group needs to be small and set apart, because that is the truth of what we're going to find in this reality. Is there's only a very, very, very few people. If you're following our channels and you're supporting the spiritual warfare, I want to tell you guys that you're like on the 0.0000000000001% of the people on this reality that actually serve Yahawahashai and the truth. And my heart goes out to everybody that follows. And I don't need validation. I don't need the social media with the thumbs up to prove to me that I am serving the truth. I just need to be around people like you, Jason, and the people in the chat, like Yahweh's daughter and Ruth Ann, and I believe Yahweh's daughter needs some prayer. She had something wrong with a root canal, so we're praying for her. She won't be in the chat tonight, but this is what the truth is. And Jason, that was a great video that you threw together today. Touching on some really serious topics that when we heard, we were like, because we were going back and forth about a map, right? And then all of a sudden, Globebusters has Chris Geo on. And they start talking about ayahuasca trips where they're watching children in the basement of Pizzagate, right? They're watching children being raped and killed, and then the pineal glands being excreted and the adrenochrome or whatever being smoked. We watched them talk about that. And then Bob, it was like they were trying to up each other. Who could be more satanic? And, Chris kept saying it's the way that the evil works is that they put it right in your face. And if you don't get it, you're too stupid, right? You didn't deserve to know the truth. They literally tell you they're doing it. And if you don't get it, it's your fault, right?
Well, Satanists believe that you are morally obligated if you've been told the truth, right? And you don't get it, you're morally obligated, right? It's off their hands. They've washed their hands of your blood if they've told you the truth, but you were too stupid to recognize it. That's how they do it.
They constantly were promoting this on that live stream, and then Bob took it right up into reincarnation and how some people that are rape victims chose to come into this reality because they wanted to experience what it felt like to be raped. That is, I don't think you could find, and Jaron says it right out, Bob, I have to say that what you're saying right now is promoting this type of action, and I can't condone it, but continue. It was unbelievable what we watched and witnessed, and we called it out. Globebusters promotes 5 things for Satan, and we pointed things out left, right, and center. So after that, we knew it was on, and then now all they've continued to do is promote lies and deception. They cover NASA. Always the same stories with NASA's. It's like JFK. You know how many books are written about the JFK conspiracy, right? Bob and Jaron are like the JFK conspiracy guys tell the death. Okay. So the next thing that you're going to see, Bob and Jaron, is now all they're doing is they're working. Now they're literally showing people, actually, I should pull it up. So they're promoting, which we've said right from the get-go, that they're going to end up going concave. We've got it all documented on our channels. So now what you've got, that's been Dr. Great thumbnail, by the way. And I love the way that the DJ was spinning it up with Bob there. That was really well done, man. You cut out. That was really well done, man.
Thanks.
I liked your artistic expression, but where's the Globebusters video here? Maybe it should show up in my recent. It wasn't that long ago I watched it. But yeah, here it is. So what they've got on the screen is they're talking about McWest. Well, they're flashing this crap, but not really talking about it. And they got Anthony Riley on there, who, has said some of the most retarded stuff in the world. But they're constantly promoting this upwards refraction. So, they're totally there. See, that they were going on and on and on and on and on and on about this. And, I can see it as clear as day. These are not flat earthers, because the globe had to have what's called ad hoc theories added to it. That's why it's moving 660,000 miles around the galactic center, because every theory had to have another theory to back it up. Now, what Bob is doing is just ad hoc. The A map doesn't work. Okay, now everything that you see looks like you're looking through a sugar-filled water tank, right? That's where they go. And it's plain as day. It's obvious that all this is just ad hoc nonsense, that they're never going to come to any realistic measurements, because this is what we observe. We don't observe. And they've shown, I don't know if I can find it, but they show a bunch of lasers across water, and it's all fake. It's all manipulated like this. See how they've got this zooming up like this? Mm-hmm. Okay, I work with lasers, okay? Lasers do not bend.
Yeah,
they don't.
It's been altered.
Yeah, and they continue to go on and on and on and on and on, and promote shills and promote disinformation, and we're going to be ahead of you every step of the way. I was the one that really brought this video out, because I thought maybe it would explain looming, right? Why sometimes objects, and it kind of does, but I don't really find any of this to be real. Now they've got the tank upside down. It's just absolute nonsense what these guys push. They're supporting Owen Benjamin. He just happened to go live at the same time they were live. And you got Dearth and Owen Benjamin's chat begging to be recognized, begging to be verified. Owen Benjamin ignores everything from him. What does that tell you? Hopefully Owen Benjamin realizes that they're a bunch of... they show this, Jason. Look at this. So this is apparently real, right? The sun sets and then the mountains drop 30 feet. Have you ever seen this?
No, I haven't seen it.
Of course, they didn't make the video. Look at this picture.
Whoa, come on now.
It's hitting the water. They say if it was hitting the water, there'd be a big bright spot there.
This is... They just throw out garbage evidence. This isn't evidence. No controls. It's so easily manufactured.
They don't have any evidence. They don't share any of their evidence. They hide everything. Bob admitted it himself. He didn't even put up any evidence for the experiment that made it in the documentary. And then he acts like he was just passing words when he was talking about the experiment, but yet they then have him mic'd up and he's telling someone else about it, saying that it's super confidential, but he's mic'd up for a documentary telling someone that it's super confidential. Like, hello?
That's the dumbest thing. The hot mic thing is just beyond stupid. Like, I
Beyond
don't know.
stupid.
I don't know how he thought he could get away with that.
Ashkenazi didn't write that. Bob wrote that clip. That was Bob's, not an unless Bob's an Ashkenazi for all I know. But come on, he had a hot mic and he was talking about something that was confidential, and then he says, "Oh, we fully discussed it on Globebusters." Okay, you know, I guarantee anybody out there, show me the clip. I could be wrong, but I followed Globebusters back then. We were watching everything because we were calling out their lies and deceptions. Bob said that he couldn't discuss the experiment. He hinted at some things and then said it was classified until Denver. He was going to have a big premiere at Denver. He said that the documentary would be aired there, and maybe you'd have to pay extra on the live stream to watch it. But the people there were going to see it, and then he was going to then go over the experiment that he did. Remember? And Jaron's experiment was going to be featured. This is what they were saying. And everyone was asking Jaron, where's the footage for you? Because Jaron did a donation run for his experiment, right? That he never live streamed, never aired. Nobody heard anything about it until the documentary started coming around. And then here comes Jaron playing the victim, Bob playing we were set up in the documentary. And I keep saying it. How can you be set up when you literally choose the words that are coming out of your mouth? When you're hot mic'd, how can you be set up? What did he talk about the Colorado Avalanche the rest of the time that Daniel was there? And then just that one time he talked about, like, he made it so, it's unbelievable that there's a group of people that call themselves truth seekers that follow this crap. It's beyond me. I am so sickened and saddened in my soul for these people.
I'm going to lead a charge. I am absolutely going to lead a charge. I'm going to, now that I'm on Facebook, I'm going to try to round up as many people that have enough common sense to see that Bob shilled out the flat earth, right? Jaron shilled out the flat earth. And there should be some people that are pissed off that have put a lot of effort into flat earth, that they've been working with their friends and family, trying to let them know about this truth. And then all of a sudden, this documentary comes along, everybody can watch it on Netflix. And I guarantee you, once your family members watch the documentary, that's their cognitive dissonance. The only thing that they're going to remember is that the two top flat earthers in Globebusters both provided evidence that we're on the globe.
Tried to. There was no evidence really provided. It was a bunch of scandalous footage clips.
Yeah, well, Bob can't provide the evidence that 15 degrees of rotation was measured.
Yeah, they used a cartoon animation.
Yeah.
Oh, and not only that, but the person behind the documentary, this is the best one. She has already been in a hit piece documentary against Sandy Hookers. You guys all know what I mean. So wake up, people. This isn't the first documentary that they've been involved in. How would Mark and Patricia let someone like that into the community and pretend to be representing the community? Like, it's beyond stupid.
It is beyond stupid.
But yeah, Ruth asks what the next step is. The next step is to continue to call them out. Jason wants to step up and lead a charge to make sure that that finally we might get the last of the people following them to realize that they're a bunch of liars and deceivers. They admittedly Satanists, pretty much.
Well, if there are some genuine flat earthers out there that can see through this lie, what I'd like to do is organize a charge where we collectively train with the comments that we would like to share and have our accounts ready and begin chat rating some of these channels and come in with massive amounts of accounts where we shut down the channel. They're going to realize that with all their mods, and they're just sitting there block as fast as they can, and they can't even keep up. At that point, they will realize that they have been kicked from the community. They're no longer wanted. So,
well, they already have the dislikes and likes hidden right on the Globebusters. Jaron pays for his likes and views, right? So
Yeah.
globebusters pays for them too.
I'd like to organize some serious chat raids and really come with a spiritual warfare assault. Come in with evidence that you guys are liars, you guys are frauds, you guys are Satanists, and just pound on them. Bam, 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 bam. They're a bunch of cowards, really. They're like cockroaches, and they'll scurry off. And the scriptures say that they're going to want to bury themselves under mountains, because all of a sudden people are going to see them for the types of Satanists that they are. That when they're talking publicly, if you're a flat earth channel and you're sitting there talking about predestined children choosing to be molested, right? There's really that's the topic of conversation. So I think some people are smart enough to start putting two and two together to see that this top brass, these fake leaders of flat earth, are a satanic cult that is trying to lead people off to hell. And so Christians, stand up, fight for the truth, stand with the word of truth, and you can't lose. Can't lose that way. So we got to
call him out too. Bob said he literally believed in God, or the creator, and you said the creator of the Holy Scriptures, the Bible. What did he say?
I'm sorry, I looked at the chat.
He freaked out. He didn't say yes. He said he's not going to debate us because this is the kind of crap. Who is the creator of not the Scriptures? It's Satan. It's the devil, the adversary. That's what you got. He fully admits that.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is the fact that they're on mainstream media. Okay, he's been many times. He's been on the news.
CBS has been behind this whole thing.
He was on the Discovery Channel. He was on the Guardian. He's been all over articles, literally by the Ashkenazis, putting them up everywhere. Literally in the documentary, he says that he detected 15 degree of movement per hour on the ground. He wasn't up in the sky. He wasn't pointing at any stars. This is what gets me. No evidence was provided. It was a cartoon that they showed, the same thing that NASA does, and people just sit there. But anyways, we got to move on because it gets me too fired up.
See, I'm going into strategy mode because I've called attack, right? So I've been winding up strategies in my head, and one of these, so I'm on Facebook now, and I created a group, but I've realized in my head that that's going to be a super, super private group. That's going to be only for people that identify as Team Yahawahashai. If you identify with Team Yahawahashai, you'd probably want to be in the group just to be able to keep up with things. But I'm going to make another group. Just a second here. I'm sorry, my allergies are terrible. But I'm going to make another group that's going to be a Flat Earth Shills Exposed group. And this is going to be a real free-for-all where the rules are simply going to be no ad hominems, no cursing. And after that, it's just going to be a free-for-all. And I'll be looking for moderators. And what I'm going to need for moderators are people that have a good sense of who the shills are already in the Flat Earth. So